Hey, how you doing? Welcome to my shop. My name is Brad, and this is Bow Woodcraft. I have a ton of hardwood scraps. If you do any kind of crafting whatsoever, you're going to have piles of this stuff. And so I'm going to take this little chunk of Purple Heart right here. A while back, I bought a ton of these little bottle openers. And so today I'm going to turn scrap into money. Alright, so we've got our piece of Purple Heart here. And you can see it's about 2 1/4 inches wide. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line, mark a line right here at 1 1/8. And that's halfway. And then I'm going to come down from the top, the same measurement, 1 1/8. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead, take my hole, center punch here. I'm going to punch that mark right there. And that's where we're going to start our drilling. The first thing I need to do though is figure out where my curve is going to be for this thing. So I'm going to bring over this piece of shop equipment that I have here that has just the right curve. I'm going to line that up. Get nice and lined up. I'm going to come around here with a nice sharp pencil and I'm going to mark that curve. Okay, so now that curve you can see is marked on there. Now, I want these to be decent sized in your hand, so I'm going to go ahead and measure this down 4 inches. I'm going to mark that across with my square. Then I'm going to take that line at 1 1/8 inches. I'm going to bring it down here. Make sure that's right. Nope. My end of my wood isn't square, so we're going to mark that with the tape measure right there. We're going to go 1/4 inch on each side, so right there and right there. And then when I cut that, I'm going to round that little edge. We're going to connect, come down 1.5 inches, and I'll show you why here in a second. So I'm going to mark this over at 1.5 inches, and that's where I'm going to start my connect these two, so that I have a little more up here in the top. There. There you go there. Okay. So now, you see that's all marked out. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to the drill press and I'm going to drill this hole. Okay, so we got our drill press set up. There's the size. The closest I have is 1 5/8 inches Forstner bit. So let's get this block moved over, get this nice and squared up. So it's like that. And go ahead and put that tip of that bit right in that hole. Lock it down. We're going to lock down our blocks so it doesn't move on us. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this. I only need to go down just enough to make that fit. So that's what I'm looking for right there. It's going to fit right in there. bit of room around that. That's not going to be too bad though. So the biggest thing I was worried about is making that nice and flush. So we got that in there flush. So now I need to cut out this little area right here so that the cap has somewhere to go. And I'm just going to square this across where the center of that hole is at. It's there. Now I'm just going to kind of eyeball between those two marks. I'm going to punch those two marks right there and we'll get it back over to the drill press. Alright, now we got our hole cut. I'm going to go ahead and take a chisel. I'm just going to go right here. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to take that little bottom piece out. Alright, there it is. Well, that's going to fit right in there. Nice and perfect. Alright, we're just going to go right in there. Hold your drill nice and straight. Alright, there's that. Ha ha ha. I might want to drill that down a little bit further. Alright, unfortunately, that screw broke off in the wood. So, I guess you get what you pay for. So what I'm going to have to do is put this at just a little bit of an angle. But since this is my prototype, I guess that's how it's going to have to be. So hopefully this one doesn't break. There we go. There it is. Okay. So that's off just a little bit. But you know what? That might fit the hand better. We'll see if we like that. Anyway, so that's set in there. Now it's time to cut this out and get that shape. And we'll do that over at the bandsaw. up with the sander. Alright, there it is, little bottle opener. Made a purple heart. I'm going to sand that up a little more with some finer sandpaper and get a finish on it. And that should work well to open up a bottle. If you like these videos, please subscribe, hit like, and share it with your friends. Have a great day. My name is Brad, and this is Bo Woodcraft.